Hey guys, it's Game Nerd here on Valentine's Day, and usually, I wanted to continue my Let's Play episodes, and I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna give words of wisdom for Valentine's Day. Now, I went out with my friends last night, and we have quite a group of friends, and I'm gonna get into friends in just a second, and sometimes what our emotions can do to us. Sometimes, whether because we all get lonely at some point in our lives, and I know Valentine's Day can be a tough one for a lot of people because it's not like my grandparents' days where they would get married and start a family and be married for life till death do us part. um the definition of love has changed. Love can mean so many things, such as, for example, friendship, um love and passion for something. I have a extraordinary I have an extraordinarily huge passion for video games and movies and etc. And you know, I know a lot of people do get lonely on Valentine's Day, but let me tell you something. I mean, I know that Valentine's Day is a hard time for a lot of people, and myself included. Um, but let me give you some words of wisdom to help you along. And my words of wisdom are: even though you don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend, you are all fucking awesome. We are all fucking awesome single people. And the girls the girl or the boy or the man or whatever, if they're not meant for us, they're, you know, or if it's not you, it's me, blah, 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 you know, um, you know, it like I say, the definition of love has changed, and not you find there's more divorces than there are marriages these days. That's more common in this day and century and age, and I've been single for 23 years and 24, and I'm still gonna be single. And you know what? I'm actually quite content and quite happy about it. I'm happy about it. And in fact, I was talking to my buddy James, who you might remember from my Star Fox 64. Um, that was fun, by the way. Please go check that out on YouTube. Um, anyway, I was talking to my friend James last night, and um, and he's dated a lot of girls in his day too, and he's gonna be by himself again, you know, and I'm gonna be by myself again, and Kayla's gonna be by herself again, and my friend Harold's gonna be by himself again. So we're all single people. We are all single people. But you know what? That isn't necessarily. It doesn't like Valentine's Day is just another day. Like every single Valentine's Day, somebody says, "Oh, so what are you doing for Valentine's Day?" Well, the same thing I always do for Valentine's Day. The thing that makes me the most happy on Valentine's Day. What I usually do on Valentine's Day is I sit back, I watch the entire original Star Wars trilogy, and oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. What I usually do is um, I watch the original Star Wars trilogy back to back in order, and I get a box of chocolate Lindors, and I watch sci-fi films all like most of the day, um, and it makes me happy. Star Wars makes me happy on Valentine's Day. I don't know why. Um, maybe it's because Han Solo falls in love with Princess Leia. I think that might be the case. Um, in fact, I think that is the case. Excuse me. Um, but no, that's what I usually do on Valentine's Day. Leave a comment what makes you the most happy on Valentine's Day. And if you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, Valentine yourself. Because, you know, look at it this way. You don't have to buy flowers, chocolates, you know, you can do what makes you happy. Watching Star Wars on Valentine's Day makes me happy. Watching Star Trek on Valentine's Day makes me happy. Um, sci-fi in general on Valentine's Day makes me happy. Um, but but I mean, what I've discovered, being single is not such a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. As a matter of fact, I'm quite happy. I'm ecstatic. Um, it's okay, okay. Go to your room right now, just like I did, and I I had the worst. I had the best cry ever this morning, and I just had one again. And you know what? That actually inspired me to make this video to say, you know what? You can have your moment, you can have your cry. Um, we all make mistakes. Um, things happen, whatever. But you know what? Forgiveness. Forgiveness is another thing, and I'm going to save that for another video, but forgiveness is something that is very important. And you know what? As humans, we all make mistakes, and having emotions and making mistakes is what makes us human. You know, if we weren't making mistakes and we weren't emotional, having all these different emotions, we would just be, not human. We would be robotic. Um, but no, as humans, we all make mistakes, and we all feel emotions, and it's it's interesting how the human mind works, because sometimes your mind can play tricks on you. I have a trick for that. Um, turn What I learned a long time ago, actually. Turn your brain off. Turn your brain right off, and just dump everything in the recycle bin and delete it all. Delete all the crap that your mind is thinking, because everything that your mind is thinking at that time is all crap. Your mind starts to you start to overthink. You start to think things and believe things that aren't there. So, my advice to you is to go into your recycle bin and delete all of that crap that's not there, that's not true, and you know it, I know it. You know, that's my advice, because when things happen in our lives that aren't necessarily great, our mind starts to overthink. We start to think things that aren't there, and again, we all make mistakes sometimes out of frustration and out of anger, but forgiveness is key. Forgiveness is key. Um, and excuse me, and the other, I can't stress this enough. Um, Never ever forget how loved you are. Always count your blessings every day. Even if your blessings are small, count your blessings. Like, it's so very important to always count your blessings, to always show your gratitude, to always be grateful, and most important of all, to never, ever, ever forget how very, very, very loved you are. And from my perspective, I am very loved. I have so many friends and so many wonderful people in my life. So I just want to take the great opportunity to say, yes, I've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness is the key. Because that person might die one day. That person could very well die one day, and you wouldn't have the chance to forgive them, even though you wanted to. You know? So, it's so very important to know how loved you are, and to never ever forget it. And, sometimes our mind can play tricks on us, because our mind's a funny thing. But our mind works in funny ways, as does this entire universe. But the important thing to do is not to let your mind play tricks on you, because your mind, you start to overthink, you start to worry, you start to believe and think things that aren't true, things that aren't true, but your mind thinks otherwise at the time. So I just wanted to make a little message. I hope you're enjoying this mega episode, 13 minutes long. I just had a lot to get out. I feel a whole lot better. Have a great and wonderful Valentine's Day. I'm off to watch some New Hope and the entire original Star Wars trilogy. Have a great Valentine's Day, and for the love of God, smile and know how great your life is. Count your blessings, know how loved you are, and have a great Valentine's Day. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you for my next Let's Play episode.